Hi friends, you're watching Keep Calm and Learn English. Well, this is not a tutorial. I would like to clarify myself that this is not a tutorial. This is just a video in which I'm sharing my experience, how I have dealt with the language, because we all know that English is the most important language and we have to communicate in this language. We may have different purposes, but at the end of the day, we need to speak English properly, fluently. Now, how to do it? Well, at first, we have some misconceptions that we need to wipe out. We deal with the language as a second language because it is a foreign language. And that's the reason we think either that the grammar part of the language is very important, we have to know grammar very well so that we can speak in English well, or we think that spoken English does not require grammar at all. You don't need to know grammar, you don't need to maintain grammar in course of speaking English. Well, both these statements are absolutely not true. The first thing is, you cannot ignore grammar of any language. You have to know grammar. The basic sentence construction, the basic structure of the language has to be there so that we can frame sentence, we can ask questions, and we can start. But we should not be dependent on grammar entirely, because speaking in the language is different, knowing the grammar of the language is different. I have come across lots of teachers who used to teach us English in our schools. Undoubtedly, they are excellent in English grammar, but we hardly found them speaking in the language because they did not have the habit of speaking. On the other hand, I have come across so many people who do not know the grammar properly, but they speak very well. In this case, a very interesting thing I would like to highlight that how have we started speaking in our mother tongue? Did we know the grammar of the mother tongue of the particular language when we started speaking? No. Then how could you speak? How can we still speak? Because we still don't even know all the nook and corners of the grammar of our mother tongue. The point is, we have learned the language from our surrounding, from the environment. So we listen to our mother tongue from our parents, from our relatives, from our surrounding, from everyone. And that's how the language just oozed into our heart and we started speaking in it. In case of English, unfortunately, we don't have this advantage because we don't get that environment. If we do not get the environment, simple, we have to create it. How to create it? So, in order to create the environment, we need to make some changes in our regular habits. Number one, reading English newspaper. English newspaper is very important, not from the aspect of news or something, from the aspect of its language. Now, probably this question is there inside your mind that why English newspaper? It's boring. Why it's not a novel? It's not a book of short stories, or why it's not something else? The reason is, English newspaper maintains a standard and it is printed for all. It's not printed for a particular section of people, right? It's printed for all and it's actually maintains a very standardized language which is easy to comprehend. But if you are going with a novel, if you are going through a novel, then what happens is, probably you are not from the literary world. You don't know the literary devices which are used in a piece of literature. So there will be a problem in understanding, in comprehending the language. You are suggested to read English newspaper. So now your second question will be why? Why do you need to read English newspaper? Right. Now, the reason is, see, we need to be familiar with the language. If we deal with the language as a subject, as a foreign language, then we'll never have the confidence to speak in it. In order to speak, in order to make it the medium of our expression, we need to be familiar with it. We need to be friendly with it. We need to be comfortable with the language. So, in order to be comfortable, we have to spend some time with the language. And this is the first step that we must follow. If we are reading newspaper every day for half an hour, we are going through the language, we are going through the expressions, we are going through a lots of new words which will make you familiar with the language. So this is it. I will come with a new video with some more elements. Till then, keep calm and learn English. Bye bye.